What's going on, everybody? SC Bank here with another replay cast. We've got Mini versus Effort, with Mini at the top center, Effort down here in the bottom left. We're continuing our Effort series here, casting a bunch of games of him in the lead up to the latest ASL. Been seeing some really great games out of him, and this one should be no different. Mini here going to start with a gateway out in the front. Gateway start has become incredibly popular. This wall is going to lead to about two small gaps here. This is actually a gap big enough. You need more than one zealot, so you'll probably see one zealot here, and a probe, or a probe here and a zealot there. And that should give him a good wall in here, but he's going to want to put on some pressure here in the early game. He scouts with the probe. He's found out where Effort is, and Effort with this pool, or with this hatch first, is gonna find himself in a bit of a pickle here. Looks like he went for an 11 hatch 10 pool, so that's actually gonna give him Lings at a pretty early timing, but he's still gonna have to hold this first probe and zealot for a few seconds before those Lings do pop out. So that could be a struggle here for good old Effort. Coming in, doing a little bit of harassment here with the probe. Going to be pushed back by the drone. Effort allowing one drone to just chase here. This is something that we don't often see pro players do, is just allow a drone to not mine here and chase around the probe, but maybe a good idea, because every probe hit here is going to be really important. He gets a couple of probe hits on a drone, and then 2 zealot hits. That's going to be a dead drone, so it's got to be very careful as this comes in here. We're going to see some damage done, most likely. Hopefully not losing a drone. That's going to be the #1 priority. Very nice micro here from Effort so far. He pulls back the injured drones. He also forces the zealot to dance, and it does make quick work of that zealot. I don't think we've even seen a single unit go down here on the side of Effort. He's got all 6 Lings still left alive. He's baiting the zealot to come into his main as well. Not going in between here. This is not where he wants to fight. He pulls away out of the vision of this zealot and baits it into the main here, and now he's going to be able to fight it behind these mineral patches, which is a lot better. You can see he's getting 3, maybe even 4 Lings hitting that at the same time. Much better than fighting it in this position right here, or I don't think you can actually get back here. I think if this is the only spot you can hide the zealot. So great job by Effort so far. He's only lost 2 Lings to the 2 lost zealots of Mini. So really handling this early game pressure about as well as you ever can see, especially against a player the caliber, the quality of Mini. Mini running away with 2 zealots over here. He's trying to put these into a position where they can maybe deal some damage to this third here. Maybe, you know, make a force effort to build more Lings. Maybe see if there is a Hydrosten coming. Hydrosten actually is coming here in the main, so having zealots next to a hatchery is actually kind of a big deal, because we're going to be slowing down these drones from mining. We are also going to be in view of whether Hydras are popping out here or not. Now Ling's going to surround here, try to get the best surface area that they can. Zealots are taking quite a bit of damage, but great micro here from Mini to get the most out of these units as possible. But this is fine. We've killed the zealots, and we haven't produced any more Lings here. So, well, actually there's quite a few Lings over here, and that's actually a good thing, because 2 zealots are making their way across the map. I didn't think he would actually send these out, because that leaves him very open for counterattack. I'm not sure if Effort was suspecting this either. He's got 2 drones over here. He's gonna surround this. Perfectly done here by Effort. Getting these Lings around the back here makes the cleanup so much easier. And Effort now producing Hydras, and there's no vision on the map here for Mini. His Stargate's not even done yet. He's wasted a lot of zealots, and that's one thing, you know, going 3-hat Hydra bust is not the greatest against a gateway first, but if your opponent spends all their zealots in the early game, I just want to mention, damn, effort just spreading these lings out everywhere, checking all these locations, making sure he's not going to get backstabbed by a zealot. Yeah, if you spend all your zealots in the early game and you just don't have any in this wall, 3-hat Hydra can kill you. It absolutely can. And this game, he's just gone for range here. Okay, he's actually got speed done already, so speed and range is coming up. We've got the Hydras here camping out in the front, and I think that Mini might just be dead, guys. That's a lot of lings, a lot of Hydras. Here we go, coming into the front now. Dive right on top of these cannons. He gets one of the cannons immediately. The zealots are getting low, but the probe micro pretty good. He's actually going to surround one of these Hydras and pick it off. So the zealot's doing a really good job here, along with the probes in slowing this down. And there's one cannon left. He's going to dive right on top of that. He gets the cannon, but he loses one Hydra. More Hydras are coming up here. Looks like we're going to get supply blocked in a second. Effort not really paying attention to his overlords right now. And losing another overlord here is very annoying, but he's still not... Oh, yeah, he is supply blocked. Okay, he's supply blocked right now. He can't actually produce any more Hydras. So these 3 that are about to pop out are all that he can. 800 minerals in the bank, so he's probably going to want to throw down a another hatchery here, because if you can't be producing Hydras right now, he's only producing Overlord right now. He's super supply blocked. He's got 2 Overlords in production. He's not going to be able to continue this attack. I think that Mini has sandbagged this long enough. He's slowed this down long enough to where I don't think we're going to be able to get through here. There's 3 cannons. Okay, all the zealots are gone. More cannons are going to come up. The probes are pulled forward. And yeah, we've only got 5 Hydras with 3 cannons and just a trickle of Hydras coming across the map. I don't like this for effort. He needs to get back and protect his overlords a bit better. He does kill the forge, but was that in time? Was that in time to stop that upgrade? I don't think so. It felt like, you know, he was slowed down quite a bit in killing that off. We're gonna get here in a second. Yeah, +1 finish, so that's not good. How many kills do we have? 3 overlord kills is all it takes to stop a Hydra bust, guys. That is all it takes to give your opponent a supply block that will disallow this attack to commence, to finish. And now we've got 3 overlords across the map. Uh-oh. We've got 3 overlords over here, excuse me. We're gonna have legs soon and a lot of gateways coming up. So Mini's gonna be able to push out, push away these Hydras, and then he's gonna get 3 overlords for free, basically. These Corsairs are gonna come in. They're going to kill this overlord, which is scouting right now. But at least effort is gonna get some good scouting information here. I guess that's the one upside right now. He's got his lair coming. He's got both Hydralist upgrades, of course. He started his +1 attack. It's about on par with that +1 armor. We do have 6 Hatch Hydra to follow this up, but this is a pretty dirty situation here for effort right now. It's very hard to win a game from this position. I know a lot of you guys say, oh yeah, you just Hydra bust, and if it doesn't work, you can play a macro game. You can just build some hatches and play a macro. It's hard, guys. It's very, very hard to win from here. You didn't have that drone saturation earlier on. You're way behind in the drones. You're just trying to catch up desperately, but also balancing upgrades and keeping Hydras out on the map and preventing more overlords from dying. A lot is going on. A lot can go wrong here. And your opponent is going to come out with a huge army. It's going to be very difficult to stop. With +1/+1 robotics coming here, dragoons are being produced. He knows that there's going to be lurker follow-up here. It just kind of makes sense, you know. As effort, you've got, as soon as the Hydra bust doesn't work, you have to start a layer, and you've already got all the other Hydra upgrades, so getting the lurker upgrade just makes sense, right? You're just gonna get that lurker upgrade and try to hold off the zealot timing that's probably gonna be coming. And Mini kind of sniffing that out. He's just gonna make a ton of dragoons, and he's like, okay, go ahead, make a bunch of lurkers. We'll see how that goes for you. Even if he doesn't make lurkers and he makes a bunch of hydras, well, we've got tons and tons of Templar here, so that's also not going to be too good. Here comes the first couple of storms. Great dodging by Effort. He might get a Templar. Oh, just barely. No, he does get it. He does get one Templar. So he traded about like 8 to 10 hydras there for one Templar. That's a little bit rough. A couple of lurkers going to be pushed out here, but you know what? This robo is already done. We've got the observatory. First observer is coming out here. We're not going to be able to contain our opponent right now. Sometimes this can actually work for you if, you know, the bus was held just barely. A lot of times the Protoss players are not really going to be thinking about observer. So if they forget to build an observer, and you actually get a couple of lurkers out in the front, even though it's a small commitment, it's not very, it doesn't feel nice to walk over lurkers, you know, with your army. When the lurkers are just burrowed underneath. You can do it, but you're gonna lose a lot of shields, so it doesn't feel very nice. And a lot of Protoss players, if they didn't build the robo early enough, they'll end up getting denied from taking another base. They'll get slowed down quite a bit, and it'll give you a good opportunity to come back in that game. Now running up here on the left-hand side, Effort just sniping a wayward dragoon there. And oh my goodness, we've got Drop coming in. Drop is going to be on the menu here for Effort. He may be able to get in here because this is a difficult, awkward position for Mini right now. He's out in the middle of the map, and this is wide open. It takes so long to come through this tiny choke and get back here into the main, and we're gonna have a counter attack up towards the third base as well. This is very, very smart stuff for Effort. He is gonna get spotted here on the left side, but not before the drop is already initiated. He's gonna come flying in here. We've got a high Templar, but not enough energy for Storm. He may be able to pick that off. We don't have any lurkers in here, so just pure Zealot will actually do quite well against this. However, making lurker eggs in the front going to cut off some of that surface area. Looks like we weren't able to get a counterattack going onto Mini's third just yet, but looks like gonna go right back into this corner. Try to make an egg wall. That's kind of cute. Making an egg wall there, but of course one storm will deal with that. Few dragoon shots, so trying to get efficient, but actually ends up wasting a lot of gas there, and that could end up hurting Effort quite badly. But it feels like more stuff getting loaded up here. You know, this is actually going to pin a lot of army into the base for Mini, right? He can't really leave right now. He needs to keep this army here, and maybe he can get over here and kill this third with the majority of his hydras while just keeping a small force loaded up over here on the left-hand side. No, Mini gonna pull out quite a bit of these units, but leaving a small contingent here of dragoons and Templar. Great for shooting down overlords and dealing with dropped lurkers. So I like that choice. Here we go, another attack over here towards the third base. Looks like Effort gonna fly in once again. Nope, backing away as soon as he sees the small defensive force here from Mini. Mini doing an excellent job multitasking on multiple fronts here as Zealot's running around as well, making sure that there's no fourth base. And yeah, we do need to see a fourth base here shortly from Effort. Be very important that he gets that coming, gets that rolling here pretty soon. Looks like he's gonna take a base over here at the top left. That is a mineral only, but in this matchup doesn't really matter too much. Gas is not the most important resource here for Zerg. It is of course important for making more lurkers and the like, but it's not going to be that big of an issue. Wow, another base going here and another base? Are you serious? Effort gonna take triple expansion? Do my eyes deceive? What is going on right now? He does not have a significant army to fight this either. How is he gonna hold on to 3 okay, there we go. A bunch of mutas pop out here. Effort is gonna try and snipe all the Templar and then overwhelm with Hydra, and looks like Lings popping out as well. We don't have Hive just yet. We're still sitting here with a bunch of Lurkers and Hydras ready to dive bomb the main. We haven't pulled the trigger on that just yet. Coming down now is Mini. Mini gonna try to attack, I think, this bottom center location while simultaneously taking the center right. He's actually gonna be drawn back here by this one single Hydra that managed to make its way over to this base, killing off some cannons and such. Got a small force of Hydras, well, actually quite a large force of Hydras, but here we go, flying into the main. He's gonna go after the Templar, actually, with the mutas here in the main base. If he can snipe every Templar, well, he gets at least 2 or 3 there. But I was gonna say, if he can snipe every Templar, it's gonna be very hard to clean this. Such a massive drop here in the main. He's gonna get 1 more kill. Wow, that was a great storm, though. Not microing those Hydras while that storm is going on. Looks like we're gonna have a counterattack here into the natural. We'll have to go picture in picture here as the battle heats up on both sides of the map. Mutas here just kind of sitting stationary over this army. Looks like a lot of this is going to get cleaned up, but the Nexus is gone. And I don't see an observer here. I think that observer just died, so we can't actually deal with these Lurkers until this next observer comes up, and he could actually snipe that once again. Looks like Effort paying attention back at home, so may not be able to snipe that. This army is going to get completely cleaned up, and in the natural, Dragoons have broken through. They're going to be breaking into this area. And what were these Hydras doing this whole time? Were they just chilling down here? I'm not sure, but it feels like they should have been back at home for the defense, keeping Effort alive here, because he's actually now going to surround these Dragoons. Wow, actually, he can completely surround this, and there's no observers here either. And we've kept the hatchery alive. Quite a crazy base trade situation we've had here. 1 DT may be able to pick off this hatchery. It's getting quite low. And these Dragoons are actually getting even more damage done here in the main. They will finally be cleaned up, but more drones have gone down. Look at the drone count, though. Overall, 48 or 50 to 45. That's crazy. Another Dragoon here. Looks like a counterattack coming up to this high ground, but we've already got tons of Storm Templar and a cannon here, so I think he can just hold this off. Meanwhile, flying out with the Hydra or with the mutas, there's no Templar to speak of. Okay, 1 Templar there. He really needs to snipe that, prevent that from getting a great storm on some of these Hydras, and then he might be able to actually hold this off. We're 2-2 to the 2-0 here of the Hydras right now. Looks like he did manage to pick off that Templar, and getting that Templar is actually huge. We need to pull back these drones, though. That's a lot of drones popping out right now for Effort. It's actually reproduced a ton of drones here, but is desperately trying to hold on against all of these attacks. Looks like he's gonna lose this base, but he's managed to save this base down here, and he's managed to save this base. However, neither of them are really mining efficiently right now. And this attack, of course, was repelled over here at the center right. So much chaos going on right now in this game. He's gonna come down here and pick off this Templar, or pick off this Dragoon, excuse me, and these Zealots, but simultaneously this base is gonna end up getting cleaned up here. He does save this base, though. We really need to see this saturated now, and some more defenses laid down at that location. Another group of Zealots moving out across the map. Just pure Hydra here fighting Dragoon. Zealot is not the best. You want some Lurkers in there as well, or, you know, get some mutas. Not the worst choice either. But we don't have any defense down here, and he may end up losing this base. I think we might see Effort just choked out of this game because of the lack of bases here. The triple expansion ends up kind of hurting maybe Effort here, because he doesn't really know where to defend, or he hasn't defended any of the locations. He went triple expand and no defense at all 3 bases. Kind of a crazy move there by Effort. If we're gonna chase out these zealots, what's the army looking like? We've got 1 Templar, another base being taken here by Mini. And with this base coming up, I mean, Mini is just gonna secure his future completely. He's already got this one mining. He's already got this one mining. That 2 base mining is really all you need as the Protoss player to be able to fight against the Zerg. You can produce so many Templar here with this extra gas. This gas is about to run out. We've still got Kaz here in the main, funnily enough, but I think this gateway is actually blocking this Nexus. Do we have another drop coming in? No, no more drops right now. And just 11 mutas sharking around the map, looking for whatever they can pick off. This is going to be a very hard battle here for Effort, though he does have an entrenched position with quite a few lurkers. He needs to come in here and snipe some of these Templar. Looks like he picked off a Templar here over at the 3rd. But this army breaking its way into the natural, I think, will not be stopped. Effort not moving his other armies here either, bringing them forward to help deal with this attack. Nice dodge on that storm. He needs to get one of these Templar, kill that Templar. Oh my god, that storm was crazy. All of the mutas go down and GG is called. Dang. Mini taking out Effort here. Was a crazy game, though. I really like the play when your Protoss opponent has their main base towards you. And that means they have to run kind of away from you in order to get out onto the map, and they have a long distance. If they're attacking, say they're attacking down here or maybe down here, and you fly into this main, how long does it take to get back here to defend? I think it takes an eternity. And combining that with mutas as well, flying mutas in and killing off Templar, and then initiating this drop in the main, I think that's a stroke of genius here from Effort. However, he did not bring all his units together to defend the attack into the natural. It was taking a little bit too much APM, I guess, a little too APM intensive, this attack into the main, this drop into the main, so he wasn't able to properly hold this off. And then the tempo kind of went to Mini after breaking this attack in the main and getting into his opponent's natural and main. Effort was kind of on the back from there on out. He was never able to get into Hive. He was never able to truly secure mining on a 4th base, and eventually Mini ran away with that game. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this match. I think I've got one more Mini versus Effort match that'll be coming out soon, so stay tuned for more. Definitely hit that subscribe button and like the video if you like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.